Greetings everyone and welcome back to the last spell, where in the last episode we managed to complete the tutorial and made our way to Gildenberg. I managed to swap around a couple of letters. It's, dyslexia things, okay? Just get used to it. Select omens before starting a run to increase the strength of your heroes and your haven. Okay. So this is one of the meta progression systems in the game. Each haven has a restriction on how many omens you can select. Some omens will take more slots than others, but have stronger effects. You can change your selected omens between runs, so experiment with them and find the combination that you like. Now you can also turn on Boundless Mode. Boundless Mode allows you to basically place down as many as you want, and it also gives you access to some super powerful ones that would otherwise not be available. We're not going to be doing that. Now the omens that we've got currently are Tainted Essence, which gives us 10% increased essence, and since this is our meta progression currency, I will probably never not go into a run without that. Omen of Wisdom, heroes have more mana, heroes have more movement, or heroes have more health. I would say movement is more important than either of these two, strictly speaking, and of these two, I would say, let's go with health. I say and then click mana. There we go. Well, that will do us quite nicely. Right, let's start the day. Now then, how are things going to go for us in Gildenberg? Well, one thing I can tell you for certain is it is less isolated than the previous map. Though I suppose this large, there's all of that there. This large mountain over here is giving us some protection to a certain degree. Now let's have a quick little glance at our characters then. So position our heroes. Of course, we're going to be renaming them. Let's pop everyone down here. That's our archer, and we can see that they're coming from this side, but we don't yet know where. So I'm going to try, because they can come from anywhere along this area. So we'll spread out a little bit and then reposition as need be. In fact, let's swap around. I don't know, but for some reason I like having my melee combatant in the middle between my two ranged combatants. Now let's have a quick look at our characters. We've got Dan, who is a farmer. Plus 20 health, but much lower magic damage. You are our melee. That's fine. Also buff, farmer and buff, good synergy there. And pushover, minus 5%, that's fine. Now here's the big one, perks. You do not have fatality. Well then, that is a little bit less amazing, I'm not gonna lie. Do you have any decent ranged perks? Perseverance, maybe? You got 9 movement points, which is quite nice. Alright, not the best roll there for a melee fighter. Again, perks. Having execution is almost a must for me, if it's at all available. We've got a shaman over here, plus 30% poison damage and plus 14 mana. Wow. Tough, we gain natural block. And claustrophobic. No helmet. Oh. Well, I mean, that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world, if I'm perfectly honest. Once again, you do not have fatality. Instead, you've got sprint. Do you have fatality down here? No, you do not. You've got harvester. Every 4 enemies killed, including poison kills, gains plus 1 daily mana regen up to 25% of the hero's total mana. Not mana regen, mana. So on you, that will actually be quite powerful, since you've got such a large wellspring of mana to go from. Perseverance, leapfrog, quick reload, and potion throw. Okay, so nothing truly amazing there that says you should be an archer. You do have some base accuracy though. Decent amount of crit. Does that come from the bow? I don't believe it does. No, it comes from your pants. Okay, fair enough. Right, Abigail, let's have a look at Kobe. You're a magician. Plus 4 daily mana. Okay. Unless you have fatality. You do have fatality. Damn it. I was going to say, unless you have fatality, you are basically built to be a mage. Minus 40 health, more magic damage, more daily mana regen. Scatterbrain, you don't get much experience points. That's going to be painful. And hasty, ooh. Well. I am actually going to reorder my characters here. And as much as it probably pains a few of you to see such a good mage be switched over to melee, the fact that they can have fatality really does scream get them on the front lines. And I don't feel having a front line... Well, that being said, we could possibly do a frontline mage. There's nothing that says you can't. And you've also got steady aim. You would actually be better as a melee fighter or as a ranged fighter. And you're a little bit of everything, but you can only be one thing. Sad, but true. Alright, give me a few moments. I'm going to go through. I'm going to re-equip my peeps, reorganize their equipment, and decide on what role they're going to play in the wider scope of this run. So give me just a second. And welcome back. Say hello to Big Al, our ranger, Sheelab, our mage, and yes, I did actually go in and change that. Look, okay, it's Sheelab, okay? Purple has to be the thing. And Styx Genie, our melee come mage. We'll see how all of this goes down, and actually more or less reasonably set up there. Oh, it's left-clicked. Of course it is left-click. Aavak, there we are. Right, that's all we need to do for the first night, and now we get into the fight. Let's see who's still be standing at the end of this. Indeed. Right, let's have a look. What have we got? We've got regular claws and the kindled. Very, very well. Now, they only move a couple of tiles in, which is good to know. We've got 10 movement points here, which is very, very nice. But let's start thinning them out. They're all coming from this group there, though. Well, let's just double check that. Yeah, it does look to be the case. We will regenerate up to 4 mana at the end of the night, so we can happily make use of this. Just drop that in there. Pop. Very, very nice indeed. Then scooch up a bit further. How much? Oop. By apparently pressing space speeds things up. But we need to thin out their ability to move forward, I think. So let's scooch up a little bit. Pop you. There we go. That'll slow you down a tad. Now, which one is getting the furthest? It would be you. So we're going to really want to just take you out if we can. There we go. And then follow up with a hit in there. And just draw back. We should be perfectly safe. Marvellous. It's great when a plan comes together. Now, I'm going to move our mage down a little bit. Now, the mage can do that if they want to. We'll see if they need to. For now, we're just going to have Styx Genie move straight forward. Going to drop in a heavy blow there. Step forward again. Another heavy blow over there. Perfect. Very, very nice indeed. You can probably scooch forward. Get a smack in here. If we draw back a bit, we'd be able to make a good bit of range here. But I don't think we're going to. I think instead we're just going to use up our points. Then Sheelab can top you back up a little bit. There we are. Now, how far can you move? You can move a reasonable way. Let's take you out. Now, you're going to be able to move a fair bit further forward. If I were to step forward by 1 tile... No, I think this is the best place for us now. Let's have a look at how far you can move. You're really the only one that can. You can as well. So, I'm going to need Sheelab to move up and drop a bit of hurt on these ones. There we are. And that has cleared the way a bit. Now, it would be absolutely ideal if I could also hit you. Yes, I can. And you as well. There we are. Perfect. Alright, not bad at all. Here we go! Well, I mean, I don't know. That seemed a little bit eager there. Big Al, remember, these were people once. Don't be so excited about killing them. It could have been you. Let's drop that in there. Nice big old group. We're going to have a nice position to use our very effective stun attack here. Glorious. Absolutely glorious. And since we've got so much mana regen here, I think we can probably just move up and really get the hurt going. Now that is going to allow them to move forward a decent amount still. So we do need to thin them out a little bit on our way out. Can I get a restore there? Yes, I can. Go ahead. Plop. Alright, we've got some space over here now to get back. We've still got a good amount of movement for you. Let's go ahead and drop in some close range shots with Big Al. Very nice indeed. Now let's have a look at who's got the most range. You can get to that tile. You can go much further than it. So you're really the only one I need to slow down. Oh, actually, I do need to take you out as well, but that's fine. Now, you do not have much when it comes to regen, which is a bit of a shame. Hit you. Hit you as well, perhaps, yeah. Oh, you're out of range, my bad. Let's go for you then. That clears the way a little bit. Now, I could get you to have another attack, but honestly, I think just taking 2 attacks here would be better than not. Nothing else can really get close, it's just this one that can. So if I just take you out... Oh, we're going to have to move back again for that. We should... Who's getting over... Ah, there you are. Okay, let's take care of you. And that should mean we are now safe and sound. Let's move in with the remaining points just so that we're in a better position. I'm a little bit concerned about them splitting off to the north, though. I'm a little bit worried that that's going to cause me more trouble than it's worth. And we did just lose a barrel. Now, we don't want to lose many things like that. We want to try and keep that to a minimum where we can. Now, I've spent my 4 mana here, so at this point, we just want to try and do as much regular damage as we can. And if I were to draw back, still can't get a good line of sight on you. Can I do it now? Yes, I can. Perfect. Let's try and get a couple of hits in wherever we can, just to slow them down. Force them to have to take more movement to progress. You've already used up all of your mana, realistically speaking. Let's get another buff over here before you take your turn so that you'll actually do a lot more damage. And let's see, if we were to scooch over there, let's see how people can move. Can anyone actually get up to... You can, but I can't see you to get a shot in. Well, we've got a lot of movement points, so I should be able to take care of that. If I then draw back, we should be relatively safe. No one can reach that tile, except for these ones. We need to take them out no matter what, so that's fine. Okay, so first and foremost, let's just open up with... sure, we'll open up with a nice big power attack like that. Now, if I were to attack here, we should be able to hit you as well. That clears the way a good bit. You've got an awful lot of mana that you can use. So, I'm going to dig in. Get another buff down here for you. And we are going to scooch forward and use this again. It's not getting the full coverage that I would have liked, but it was enough. Now draw right back. Now, who are we getting at the top here? You are about the only one. These ones as well. But other than that, we should be golden. So let's remove you out of the equation. We're now clear, and now I just need to get rid of you, and we'll also be fine. Now we've got one more person that we can hit just to thin the numbers a bit. We'll go there. Alright, they're going to progress a decent amount. They may well attack this, and it's not good to just let them do it for no reason, because this is ultimately defenses that we can use later on. But for the time being, I think this is okay. They are going to attack it. Oh, they missed. Nice. Quite happy with that, actually. Very, very happy indeed. Okay, let's pop you. Let's pop you. There we are. And now let's thin out the most healthy of them. There we are. Now, they are still going to be able to move around quite far, which is not exactly the best thing for us, but it also isn't the worst either. What I would like to do is to dig through here and drop another heavy spell. So let's just use one regular attack. Step forward. Use the stun attack. There we are. Nice big bit of damage. And then on the way back, we can use our double attack like so. Finish you off. Now, they are going to be able to progress a decent ways forward. The most troublesome would be you. Let's drop this ability right there. Other than that, we really don't have to worry. You are going to make your way around, but I don't believe that these can be attacked. They might be able to be, but I don't think they are. You can definitely cause us trouble. You cannot. These 3 here. We've got enough points to finish them all off the regular way. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to have to draw back a bit. But other than that, we are still safe. I would love it if I could take you out. I no longer have the points to do it, though. So, given that, going to buff our archer. There we are, Big Al. Moment to shine. Let's finish them off. And then you can retreat. There we go. We shouldn't be seeing anything being attacked. They may attack the stone. I don't know if that's a thing that they can do or not. But we really don't have to worry too much. At this point, we've very comfortably got the win. That will usually be the way of it in the first wave or even the first 2 waves. There we go. And let's... given their positioning, it's not actually ideal for me to get involved here, sadly. Yeah, we would go 1 over mana if I were to use our spell again. But that's fine. Let's get in. Regular attack there. I can follow it up with this. Just to thin the herd. And then move in. Finish them manually with the regular attack skill. And then get on back. And then Sheilab gets the honors of the last kill. There we go. Mana and health fully restored. Now, everyone got level 2. Pretty even with the kills between Big Al and Sheila, but Styx Genie, I generally find that it's kind of back and forth with this, honestly. Sometimes the melee specialist will do ridiculously well, and other times it'll be the archer. But it's rarely the mage that I've seen in so far that I've played the game. We got 48 claws and 12 kindled. Got an S rank. We got ourselves an item. Now, at this point we get a couple of extra things. Soul Harvest, kill monsters, harvest their tainted essence. We got 343 from just killing them. Night Survivor, get through the first night of Gildenberg. Got 330 for that. Murderer, a hero killed 20 enemies, 11. No time to waste. Apparently this is an uncommon one. Night finished within 2 turns after the last enemy was spawned. Oh, okay, not too bad at all. Stop saying it's easy and get me into trouble. Right. Now, this is something new on the field. If we have a look at this, these are corpse piles. At the end of the night, corpse piles can appear in places where many foes died. Use workers to scavenge them for resources, items, and tainted essence. Corpses also have a bigger chance of appearing near or inside the haven. I don't know if they get bigger based on how many died. I really don't know, but scavenge for materials... from the marines, destroying them in the process, or gold, depending on what we want to do. But it does take a worker to do it. But we have enough tainted essence for a trade. Welcome to the Orichalcum, Commander. I don't understand. Are you lost, little lamb? Are you confused? Let me enlighten you then. Your dying world's echoes reverberate endlessly through the cosmos. You just left one echo for another. You see, the drama has not only wreaked havoc upon this sphere, realities have been twisted, mixed. Your runic nexus has suffered massive damage. You and I are now bound by Imperious force. So get me that tainted essence, quick. It's for your own good, my dear. You understand. Right, okay, so we've got a couple of things that we can unlock. First and foremost, I'm going to turn off Purchased. I don't need to see that. We can unlock the Tome of Secrets. We can start bringing in spell tomes, which would have different kinds of skills. As you can see, I can't actually hover over them, sadly. It doesn't look like I can lock that. That's a shame. We've got crossbows, which have some sort of poison skill, it seems. Oh, no, I can press control. That's right. So this is just a Shadow Bolt. Got a reasonable range. 1 target. Limit per turn is 4 of them. We've also got Weakening Touch. Chains a portion of damage as well as potential negative alterations applied by the skill to a random adjacent unit up to a maximum of 6 bounces. Reduces their resistance and reduces their damage. Okay, fair enough. It does a little bit of damage. We've then got... Well, actually, no, I don't think it does. No, it doesn't. Just applies the effect. We've then got an armor-piercing Fireball, which costs a lot of mana to cast. This attack ignores the armor, inflicting damage directly to health. And finally, Lightning Strike. This propagates 9 times. It does a good bit of damage each time. Oof. That does look very tempting. Very, very tempting indeed. But we've also got the swords. Now, swords have momentum skill, and honestly, if you build your character correctly with momentum, you can end up in a crazy good position. Like they will be dancing over the battlefield. It won't be them slogging forward, hacking and slashing. They will be pirouetting and somersaulting. Their blade will be carving a symphony of agony across the corpses of the recently risen and soon to be dead again. I'm going to go for sword, just because I can remember how ridiculously powerful that was. Not only in getting into fights, but also getting out of them as well. After that, I think we're going to grab the tomes. There we go. I think that'll hold. We could start partially investing, but I would prefer to hold on to points until I can fully purchase something, because there's no benefit for partial investment. Right, we can go ahead and do a big old level up. So, with that in mind, our farmer, Big Al, let's have a look at you. Movement points? Wow. Up to 10 movement points is pretty huge, actually. Up to... Ooh, that is also huge. But I don't really want my archer getting hit. Honestly, I don't want any of my units getting hit. I don't think I can really pass up the movement points, though. I can make use of that in many, many wonderful ways. Enormous health regen, though. Doesn't really build into you. But with 10 movement points and a lot of health regen, you might actually make for a good offhand melee. Let's have a quick look at your perks again. You do have Sprint over there. And Sprint gives you movement points in exchange for health. Now that could be useful regardless what class you are. Interesting. Very interesting. But let's have a look at the other things. Every 4 enemies killed gives you +1 daily mana regen. That might be useful for you. Every 2 attacks from the hero dodged by at least 1 unit restores 1 action point. Or I can throw potions, +1 bag equipment slot. That gives me an extra bag slot down there. Cheer, which would it's a free thing that I can just give to someone else to give them more damage. And quick reload. Unlocks the quick reload skill, allowing to restore 1 use to all skills of the current weapon set. We don't have the action points to really be making use of quick reload, so honestly, of all of these, it's either Harvester or Cheer. Now, you don't have a lot of mana regen, so I think Harvester might actually be better for you. Let's go ahead and train that up. And given that, I think we're going to re-roll... Yeah, let's re-roll. Range damage increase, daily mana increase as well. That's actually not terrible. That would allow us to make use of your more potent archer abilities, and indeed any abilities. Yeah, we'll take it. Just as, even though it's a common, I'm happy with what we managed to get out of that. That was decent. All right, next up then we've got Sheilab. Let's have a look at your perks. Sheilab, Harvester again, daily mana regen for a mage, probably pretty good. Quick reload, leapfrog. Don't really feel that one is going to be too useful to you. I think we are going to go for Harvester as well there. You'll notice as you go down you need extra perks to unlock the next tier, so on and so forth. But let's see what we can get with a level up. Don't strictly need resistance. This gives you a percentage reduction to incoming damage. So we're going to re-roll here because nothing else is really jumping out of me. Really want me to go for resistance, eh? I could pick up armor, but we're going to risk it for a biscuit. Wasn't the worst, actually. Critical chance. Chance of an attack dealing a critical hit, dealing additional damage. AoE attacks consider each target separately. So, I mean, you don't have any AoE attacks yet, but that doesn't mean you won't. There we go. Healing received. Not something we really need right now. Momentum is probably not something you need at all. Daily health regen, though, up to 18. That's kind of wild. We can't re-roll this one. Healing received, multiplier applied to any kind of health restoration this hero has. Give us an extra half on any kind of healing you get. I'm not planning for you to need much healing though as my mage. I think isolation will be better for you. Especially if we can build up your mana regen so that you can use your magic missiles a little bit more freely, since we would be able to attack distant targets much more aggressively with that. So, isolation, let's go and... Where was that one? Isolation here. Multiplier applied to the damage dealt to isolated targets. That is to say, a target with no adjacent ally. Does Opportunism do the same sort of thing? Multiplier added to damage dealt to targets with negative alterations. Ah, right. So if someone's poisoned and you also attack them, you're kind of being opportunistic with your attacks. That makes sense when you think about it. Sure. All right. Well, that is what we've got there. And now finally, Styx Genie. Well, it's kind of a given. We're going straight for fatality. Now, following that, I might not mind grabbing Harvester as well, but Crippling Punch. Upgrade to the Punch scroll to Crippling Punch, dealing more damage and allowing to debuff targets. You could punch someone for -3 movement points. That's kind of crazy. As long as this hero isn't wounded, plus 15% dodge and plus 2 movement points. I almost certainly want that. And Avid Learner. Avid Learner first and then Nimbleness soon after, I should imagine. Damage is increased by 30% of the hero's current mana. Oh, that's quite nice. Spiky Counter. Whenever the hero is hit, automatically casts Spiky Counter. That's not too bad. Alright, let's see what we get. Dodge. I mean, it's not terrible to be able to dodge more. I would prefer armor for you, though, so that you can just absorb hits. We would then be a little bit more aggressive with where we put you, I would say. This would almost bring us up to 20% dodge, but the armor is pretty nice. Let's re-roll that one. Oh. Okay, well, not great. That being said, though, considering you restore so much mana, giving you even more so that we can use your stun ability a bit more liberally, sure, we'll grab that. Now, propagation bounces, not useful for this character so much. I mean, maybe if we got a couple of consumables that had propagation, like bees. Yes, you can attack with bees. In this, then you'd get more bounces out of it. And there's also a separate weapon set we might want to set up. Daily mana regen for you would just double down on this amazing resource. You're now going to be able to cast this a solid 6 times. That is bonkers. I greatly approve. Greatly approve. Let's find out what kind of night reward we got. We've got a new wand. We've got a holy ring, -10 armor, but plus 15% healing received, and 7 reliability. Now, reliability is, I believe that's it dictates the odds of you getting minimum damage to maximum damage. So it kind of shrinks how wide a damage range you might have on your weapon in favor of your maximum damage. At 100% reliability, you will always do your maximum. Heavy reinforced armor. Plus 10 daily health regen, -1 movement point, plus 5 mana, plus 8 experience gained. And you can have an active ability of just loads of block. And it's got 28 armor. And it comes with... I can't say no to this, frankly. But I really wouldn't mind a better wand. Let's just check out how that compares to the wand we've currently got. A little bit better. More daily health regen on Sheilab, and more accuracy as well. But otherwise, not the most... not the biggest upgrade. Now, if I gave this to someone who had low armor anyway, that I wasn't building in any way to have armor, that would not be too bad. Stabilize is not too bad as well. Removes and prevents further applications of the specified negative alteration, or all of them. This one prevents all of them for the given duration, which is 1 turn. That might not be terrible, but ultimately I think it is going to have to be the armor. Let's grab that. That just seems too good to pass up. And indeed, it's going to go straight to you. There you go. Enjoy. You've upgraded your armor now to 38. You've got 11 block. This just removes that damage from incoming attacks. All incoming attacks lose 11 points of damage. If they had less than 11, then they just do no damage at all. And so the armor remains untouched. Very, very nice indeed. Very nice indeed. All right, build new structures. Let's have a look at what we can build. We don't have a temple yet. Permanently increases the max health for all heroes. I would prefer to get a mana well. We've already got a shop, though. I will build a mana well. Let's get that in place. Now, the thing with the mana well is if we click on this, we can upgrade the gift. The gift costs 1 worker, but if I upgrade it, it'll give anyone I use for this a permanent plus 10 mana. Now, it's not mana regen, but that's pretty bloody good. But before I decide on how I'm going to spend my money, let's have a look at what we've got as options. We've got Lightning Strike. See, propagation right there. Maybe I should. And the Bee Sting Scroll. Both of them. Battle Mage Amulet, plus 3% magical damage. Have we got any offhand weapons? We've got Medium Pants, Worn Greaves, Worn Light Armor. We've got a Nasal Helmet, plus 10 health. Resistance, okay. Woolen Armor, plus 5 mana, plus 1 move point. We've got a Potion of Strength. Increases damage for a duration of 2 turns. We've got some mana effects, plus 2 mana. Gives back a portion of the given attribute. Same on both of them. I'm not really thinking that we're going to be going for those. What I would really like is offhand items. Currently, I may as well get this for Sheilab because it's cheap, basically, and that's pretty much the main reason. The Lightning Scroll. Now, this doesn't cost any... it doesn't get used up. I believe that was covered in the tutorial. It has uses per night, and they get totally recharged at the end of the day. The Bee Sting Scroll. This does poison up to 5 characters. This, honestly, would be best for my mage, simply because it does a lot of damage, and it has a lot of mana requirements. So let's grab that. I'm going to sell the light armor. That can go. We'll also grab the Bee Sting. I think we'll possibly give that one to Genie. Yeah, I think so. And finally we'll grab the Rusty Shield. And you know what? Since I've got the cash, I might go for the Nasal Helmet. Since it's not a bad thing to have a bit more equipment. Sure. Okay, let's get our peeps all equipped. So you're going to grab the Bee Sting Scroll. There you go. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. That being said, maybe you would be the best one to have the Lightning Strike, since you've got so much mana. Plus 10 health, extra resistance, useful on our main fighter. Big Al, no. We'll give the Rusty Shield over to Sheilab. Yeah, and we'll give you the Lightning Strike Scroll. It feels right for my mage to be able to do that. Call me silly, alright, but it does feel better for you to have that one. Also, well, that being said, Styx Genie does have magic damage plus. No, nevertheless, I've made my mind up. This is roleplay decisions there. Just gonna have to live with it. Finally, it looks like they're going to be coming from the same side again. Is there anything else we want to do? Now, if you notice the kind of broken buildings around the place, you can use workers to get rid of those, but you don't have enough workers to do it. You can also upgrade the homes to get more workers. That is very much worth doing as well. But at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to scavenge for gold. I feel that's more useful to me right now. There we go. Scavenge for gold here as well. Now, one of the nice things about the temple is you may have noticed that this doesn't cost any workers. We can just restore 6 mana for nothing. If I upgrade it, I can restore 12 mana for nothing. So I can consider an extra pool of mana available should I need it. But I can only do that once. So do be aware of that. Right, build some defenses. Very well. I will pop a door here. I will pop a door here. And then I am going to build some walls. Now, my recommendation is just build basic walls until you run out of materials. You can always upgrade the basic walls to stronger walls later on, as you can see there. So the total cost would be 25, but that's what the reinforced wall would cost anyway. And it's better to have a full perimeter rather than a reinforced perimeter, in my opinion. Your mileage may vary on that, but that's the way I like to play it. Right, let's get our group back again and jump in to the next night. Let's see how this one goes. Now, these corpse piles do stay there, but they won't last forever. They will be gone. You might notice that I do believe the mist has now filled in a little bit more. Could be wrong about that, but they are actually in a worse position for me, if I'm honest with you. Can I jump over this? Yes, I can. That will do. Honk. Thank you. Right, we've got some blocker over here. So they've got just 25 block. 25 block there. Have we got any armored? No, it doesn't look like, but we do have a dodger. Okay, so let's have a quick look. Named after the incessant screeching, blah, blah, blah. We've seen that. Still desperately clinging to their shield, the last remnant of their life as a soldier, these claws still hold the line. They block line of sight, so you will have to defeat them in order to reach the back lines. We've also got the dodger. The claws reacted a bit differently to the mist. They now shift constantly and uncontrollably between two dimensions. This renders them harder to hit, and correct timing mostly depends on sheer luck. Which is a shame, because I, like God, do not like playing dice. Nevertheless, we'll do our best. Now, they do have a bit of a dodge benefit over here, but let's get this down, since it'll be a nice bit of slowdown for them. And we've got an awful lot of mana that I can burn through here, if I so choose. I would like to scooch up. I want to hit you pretty much in the face. There we go. Nice and slow. They can't move at all because they're double wounded and they've lost 2 hit points. Now I can't shoot you because that shield bearer is blocking the way forward. So let's hit you. There we go. Now I need to drop a bit of damage around and about. Can anyone reach me? Yes. That would be you. And you. Okay, well we're going to need to scooch back then. How far out can I get that? Not far out enough, sadly. So let's get down here. Ah, really? Okay, well, let me undo that movement twice so I can save the movement that I was using. There we go. That's perfect. There we go, Sheila. Remember, you can undo movement until you have committed to an attack. The moment you attack anything, that's it. You cannot undo it any longer. Let's get you. So we're going to be playing with fire over here a little bit, I'm going to be honest. These will disappear. I think I did mention that. I don't think they have a presence. They do have health, so maybe they can be used as impromptu barricades in a way, and that might actually be something we would want to consider. Now, how do we want to engage here? Because I'm going to have to get right up there in order to engage properly. I could just go ahead and use the bees, and that would wipe them out, but I think... sure, go ahead. Attack with bees! There we go. Bunch of them are down. Your bones will feed the dogs. I'm not sure I want to feed that to the dogs, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel that might be animal cruelty, my good man. Now, sadly, I can't get in there. But what I could do is step forward and activate my shield. Fortify, which will give us an extra bunch of block on top of everything else, which may be quite useful. At this point, yeah, let's step forward. I can't see you, that's fine. Alright, let's have Sheila rain some pain down. Can't see you. Let's go through then. Can we hit you at all? No, apparently I can't. Okay, that's kind of annoying. Alright. But I can see that this is where they're coming through. Unfortunately, you're just going to have to hang tight. There's really nothing else you can do. Just block up and see how this goes. Right, ending turn. Yes, I know, 4 action points, but we weren't in the best position. Now the fun begins. Well, I'm glad you're having fun. I'd be sad if you weren't. Right, we're going to open up with a strong attack. Now, my recommendation is target the edge of the group. And the reason for that is you can't control which direction this is going to propagate in. And if it propagates into a dead end, it will have to move backwards over the same people and might kind of cut itself off in a way. So by doing that, we did a bit of damage. Not a huge amount, but it's good enough. Let's hit you two. And then I want to hit just you two. Scooch up and drop down a bit more of a fanciful blow. Now, at this point, that we can start using our Fatality. Now remember, Fatality costs no action points and is an instant kill. It is extremely, extremely good. There we go. I don't believe we can get fatality on you, so that's fine. But that's us out of action points, and this group greatly wounded. Now, let's have a quick gander at where they're going to move to. Not too far through. I'm just going to pop you. Because, oh, okay, maybe I'm not. If you just scooch back, yeah, that gives me a decent enough idea of where things are going. Now, what I would very much like is to drop this about there. Out of range. Damn. Okay, there will do. Good enough. Right, going to want you popped. Then we want to start... Oh, they're all stunned, so I'm going to just start clearing out this side for now. And I would like Sheilab to give a buff. We'll give the buffs to Big Al, as I feel that using Big Al's range here is the smarter option. Actually, on that note, I should have done the buffs before I used the lightning spell. Think about it. Really, Big Al. It's very boastful of you, but you know what? If you can, good on you. Keep it up. Right, let's drop. Well, we can't quite hit you. Can I hit any of these? It doesn't look like I can, which is quite a shame. But no one is getting too close from here, so I should be able to start thinning them out back here. Can I see you? No, I need line of sight still. And they're in the mist, so... Oh well. We'll just clear up that side a bit, and then draw back. That should be fine. And you can draw back a little bit further as well. Looks like they're all going to be on this side. Oh, there you are, you sneaky little devil. I did mention that you always need to check the corners, and then I didn't. Oh well, we did spot you before you became a nuisance, at least. Anyone down there? No, we seem to be okay, and it looks like you are trying to converge, but I am going to have to make sure that we deal with you in a timely manner. Right, we want to drop a fairly heavy hit right there, if we can. At this point, I'm somewhat tempted to try and use this ability, but can I hit enough people to make it worthwhile? I sort of can, and this would take a lot of people out. Sure. Now, it's not going to make them very useful for bee propagation, of course, but it's fine. Yeah, and that is it for your attacks. I'm going to buff you with Sheilab so that Sheilab can be at full power for the next one. You're just out of range. It's fine. Pop. Very nice hit. Let's get another buff. Right, so that's all of the buffs gone. Now, who would I like to take out the most? I'd like to take out the heavily guarded ones first. We are going to have to draw back a bit. But we'll see just how far back we need to go. Let's use... Do we have lightning still? Yes, we do. In that case, let's drop it about here and see how it propagates. Either that, or I could drop it here. Let's go over there. Very nice. That actually ended up propagating back through the same ones a couple of times, it seems. Which isn't the best use, as I've mentioned, but, you know, it's not awful either. Let's hit you. And they're both wounded. Let's drop a little bit of pain down on you as well. Now, let's get in there with Genie. Nice big hit there. Your bones will feed the dog. No, stop trying to give the dogs zombie food. I shouldn't have to tell you that this is not a good plan. I really shouldn't. Yeah, squishy, yes. Right, now, at this point, I really would like to use a bit more of an impact. There we go. But we are now a little ways out from where I need to be. Scooch back up. We might be able to do a bit of damage over here, depending on whether it propagates... Yeah, it won't go into the mist. Okay, I needed a check, basically. We forescienced that one. We are up to +2 daily mana regen, which is quite nice, and up to +3 daily mana regen on Big Gal, so we should be fine there. We've got 7 mana to regen, plus we've got the mana well to also help out. We've only got 28 zombies left to deal with. Now, I do need to send Big Al over there to deal with you. That has now become a very high priority for me. So let's take care of that. 1 and 2. Job's a good one. Right, they're not getting any closer, so I can draw back a bit. I feel that using 6 Genie here would be the smarter move. Just dig our way in, and then drop the bomb. There we go. And maybe again... Sure. Yeah, we can afford to do it. That's fine. Getting Harvest on you would be wise as quickly as we're able. But now we clean up. 1 execution. 2 execution. I'm not going to do it for all of them, but you get the point. That was intensely satisfying. We've still got 1 action point left. We could scooch. Have I got an extra use? Yes, I do. Okay, well, in that case, let's clean up here. 1. And buff you back up. There we go. Now we could just draw back here and we should be fine. But of course, Lady Sheelab has some more work to do. So we've got 3 attacks. 1, 2, and can't reach you, so 3 it'll be. Alright, not too bad at all. Good to go. I wonder why it makes a point of saying one of your heroes hasn't moved. I mean, generally speaking, for me, that would be, yeah, no, well done. You managed to do all of that without having to move. You got up very early in the morning. Let's get you. I'll have Big Al just clean up on this side. I don't think we're going to have Big Al need to help out with an additional action point from Sheelab. That should be fine. Honestly, if we just scooch in, we can just execute you. In fact, we can continue to execute. This is why execute on your main melee fighter is so incredibly important, in my opinion. So intensely important. Let's get over here, knock these 2 out. And then Sheelab can clean up the rest of the mess. 2, 3, and 4. And there we go. Not bad. The corpse piles are gone, sadly. We've got 52 claws, 12 blockers, and 3 dodges there, and everyone leveled up once again. Sheelab got 12 kills, Big Al got 20, and 6 Genie got 35. I really do feel that the build with 6 Genie is just going to increase in that regard. It's going to snowball. I think 6 Genie is going to end up being the one that gets the most kills each night. Soul Harvest, another 385. Night Survivor, Murderer, again, 20 enemies. And again, wasted no time. We've now got 881 Tainted Essence, so we've managed to get through Night 2. And this time we've got 2 flags. Okay, so got a level 2 flag down here and a level 1 flag up there. That should not be too much for us to handle, but we've now got a couple of things that we can do. We can obtain some favors, so let's go and see how we want to spend our essence. Thank you for the welcome back. You were at Glintfiend, weren't you? I was there, and everywhere else. Your physical world doesn't make much sense to me. Kind of like the TARDIS and TENS. TENS is silly things when you don't exist on a linear timeline. Know that we are doomed to this futile existence for countless cosmic cycles. Well, aren't you the life of the party? Alright, well, I think we're just going to get the hand crossbow and then mana. Makes sense to me. Now we can get mana too, but we'll be hanging on to the rest of our essence again until I can buy something outright. But this time we need to go and see our haloed friend. Receive my blessings for thy wondrous accomplishments. Thank you. So, we can get shortbow variations. Spend 200 action points casting skills provided by shortbows. Omen of Leaps, a new Omen of Diversity and Strength. Have a hero travel 20 tiles in a single turn, executing skills with no momentum. Okay, fair enough. And a new structure. We've survived 2 nights in Gildenberg, so we've now unlocked the house for us to build ourselves. Very, very excited about that. And we're going to get the inn next. A new structure can now be built. Survive 4 nights in Gildenberg. I believe the inn allows you to grants the ability to recruit additional heroes. This is a very important building, if you can't already tell. We will... at this point, we're going to attack from two sides. Since this is only a 1 skull and this is only a 2, I think we're probably very safe. But it's not going to pull its punches for long. So let's see what we can level up before we do anything else. Right. Well, Big Owl, I can increase your critical chance by a lot. So your accuracy. I could pull your damage up so you haven't got a negative on your damage, which would actually be kind of nice. But I feel accuracy for an archer is super, super important, so we're going to grab that one. Daily mana regen up to 11? Wow. No point in getting physical damage. Well, I think... does this... No, it does range damage. Range damage and physical damage are different. Why? Don't ask me. Reliability would be also nice, up to 16, but I think it has to be the daily mana regen. That will allow us, once again, to be very, very spend happy with our abilities. Now, let's have a look at what we've got. We've got critical runes. Mark unlocks the Mark skill, allowing to debuff the target's dodge. Nimbleness, as long as the hero isn't wounded, plus 15% dodge and 2 movement points. Overload, plus 1 bag equipment slot, and plus 1 use per night for every consumable item. That's actually quite nice. I could drop your health by 60 in order to get plus 15 critical chance. Now that actually does sound quite nice. But sprint is also a useful one for moves. So I don't think we'd go with nimbleness, though nimbleness doesn't cost me anything to be used, so there is that. But dropping a target's dodge by 20% for those very long range shots might be useful. And it's 2 per turn, so sure, we'll pick up Mark. It does look like this is a free action. So I think that's a reasonable thing to go for. Right, Sheilab is up next. Let's see what our mage is going to get. Dodge, resistance. I mean, they're both very nice numbers. No doubt on that. That would give us a 1/4 chance to just dodge any incoming attack. But I think we want something else. Nothing particularly good. Okay, I'll go with the mana then. Sadness. Daily mana regen up to 9. Very, very much worthwhile. Opportunism is not bad either at a 15% increase, but I think we're going to go with the daily mana regen instead. And then for perks, let's have a quick gander through. Nimbleness, crippling punch, don't want that for you. Mark, I mean, not awful. You've got a lot of mana. At this point, you get 15% extra damage just because of the mana you've got. Now, as we spend it, obviously this will go down, so bear that in mind, but it seems like a good build for our mage. And finally, Styx Genie, our melee specialist. We could increase your accuracy, and that would take us all the way up to 15, though really starting to push towards higher damage rolls. Sure, I actually don't see a reason not to do that one. Now, magic damage increase. There's no reason for that, really. Ranged experience gain. Yes, this is only day 2, so gaining experience is useful. The later you get and the harder the fights are getting, the less useful using your points for experience gain becomes, simply because you might not have that many more rounds to make use of it. So experience gain is now 104, so we've counteracted the minus 16% we had there, which is decent. Now I could push it up even further, or I could go for nimbleness. That one's a hard one. Crippling punch as well is a useful one. Spiky counter. No, I think it is going to be the experience point. So if you have a look at character now, we're now gaining 129% experience. That is a very nice improvement. We basically completely removed the negative, the debuff scatterbrain. Let's see what our nightly reward was. Ooh, we've got an epic. We've got heavy armor. Again, 3 block, minus 1 movement point, plus healing and plus poison damage. Not useful. Also lower armor. A nasal helm. Same resistance, but plus 10 health, plus 6 dodge, and plus 3 resistance, so it just gains 1 extra thing. Or a rusty shield of epic quality. Plus 8 blocks, so it's better than the one you've currently got. Get loads more health regen, resistance, and extra block, and resistance reduction. I think it has to be this regardless. I'm going to be honest, Styx, it seems that the game is definitely favoring a warrior build right now. Well done, you. So what is resistance reduction? Flat reduction applied to the resistance of targeted enemies. Cannot decrease their resistance below 0. Oh. Right. So it reduces the resistance there. That's actually pretty cool. Now this one doesn't have any special abilities, but there's no reason to get rid of it. I can just tuck it in there. In fact, I'll give it to our archer just in case there is a time when you need to add some block. I'll give you this. So I believe... No, it doesn't actually give us a skill, sadly. Oh well. It is there and we can switch it out at any point. I believe this does... Actually, no. It does increase block. The whole thing about the attributes applying even when they're not directly equipped, I keep thinking that it would be the bonus attributes, but it's not. It's regular attributes. You've now got flat 25 damage reduction. Some claws only do 25 damage. And then they've got to get through 38 armor. And you're going to resist 9% of the damage that manages to get through the block. This is bloody amazing. I greatly approve. Greatly approve. Now, we're getting attacks from 2 different directions. I'm thinking, Sticks Genie, we're going to shimmy you on down here. I'm going to place Big Al over here, simply because I feel that my archer is capable of dealing with a group a bit better than Sticks Genie. Otherwise, I would put Sticks Genie up there, just because Sticks Genie is becoming ridiculously powerful. That being said, your ability to use your melee skill, your execution might actually be... You know what? We are going to switch them up. We'll have 2 range down here dealing with the harder opponent, and then Sticks Genie can just clear up everything at the top. Now, let's have a look at the new buildings we can build. We can build a house. We have got a limit to these. But 30 for an extra worker, very much appreciated. In fact, I would be willing to put down another one. Should I put down another one? Let's find out what we can buy first. Alright, we've got poison daggers. We've also got teleportation scroll. We've got armored boots, accuracy greatly increased. A warp crystal. Costs 4 mana, but it allows you to... this doesn't require vision. Moves the hero to the designated tile. No momentum. Decent range. Gives +7 mana. Drops 1 movement, but that's a permanent equivalent of the teleport scroll. We do have a tome. Well. Do we have any offhand weapons? We've got a short bow, but that is not an offhand weapon. Okay, so novice tome. I think it's fair to say that we're going to be getting this. And I also think it's fair to say we're going to be getting the short bow +1. Yes. At that point, we're also going to grab the boots. Now, taking this is a much harder sell for me. It costs a lot to use, but it's an offhand magic weapon common. It could come in fantastically handy. Alright, we'll grab it. I have convinced myself. Do we want the pants? +4 critical, 3 critical. I mean, these are some really nice pants, actually. Sure. Grab those 2. Alright, let's get our peeps equipped. So first and foremost, I want these boots to go to you, as they give so much extra accuracy. Hard to argue with that. Maybe these for the critical. I mean, you'd lose dodge, but I generally don't think you need to worry about that. 11% critical is glorious. A bow, it does a lot more damage. 79 to 122. But also gives +5 mana and +1 range to everything, which is going to be shockingly good. I think I might give that to Sticks Genie. We'll lose the shield, but that's okay, I think. That being said, no, I do kind of want the warp crystal there. It would be nice to give... No, we saw a couple of times where Sticks Genie was too far away from the fight to actually do anything with their action points. So giving them an option to switch to in order to do that seems to me like a very smart thing to do. This is a two-handed weapon, so we're going to pop you in there. There we go. The tome, Novice's Tome of Secrets. Greatly appreciated. And that means that you're going to get the teleportation ability. Okay, well, there we go. We will go back to the store. We will sell these. Don't need them. There we are. We can't afford that one. I was going to say, maybe we want to pick that one up, but no. Right, does everyone have all of their mana? You are a little bit shy. You're the only one. Well, it's free to use, so Sheila, enjoy. Now then, we've got to build some defenses, also assign workers to buildings. First and foremost, I want all of this. And I want the gold more than anything else. Grab that. Go. As for our defenses, we've got a decent amount of material here. I'm going to pop one door there. I'm going to pop one door there. I might add another one. Yeah, sure, we'll put a door over there as well. But for the time being, what I'm mostly doing is just shoring up the defenses. I could have gone for materials, but I don't anticipate we're going to need to worry about it in this wave. I think for now, we're actually in a reasonably good place. And I need one more clear up around here, so we'll grab this. There we go. Very nice indeed. In fact, with that, I could upgrade one of the houses. Sure, let's go ahead and upgrade. Oh, does it not have any extra? Oh, that's a shame. That would have been glorious. If that had ended up looking different, I would have been a big fan. A big fan. But sadly, no. But on the morrow, we are going to have 4 workers. That is going to allow us to do quite a lot of stuff. But speaking about on the morrow, I'm afraid that's all the time I've got for today's episode. I really do hope you have enjoyed and are going to continue enjoying this series. Do let me know down below if you've got any tips or tricks for the last spell. And remember, once we have run out of patron names, I will be switching over to names in the comments. So if you would like to see one of our future heroes with your name, then do let me know. Just leave it down below. It doesn't need to be your YouTube name. You can be whatever you want, well, within reason. I credit you with common sense, which means I expect you to use it. But that is going to be it from me and from the last spell for today. So say goodbye to Big Al, Styx Genie, and She-Lab. And in the next episode, we'll see how they manage attack from 2 different directions simultaneously. But until then, do take care, everyone.